Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Here is your host, Ryan Samuels.
Hello, Patriots. Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, because tonight we're going to talk about Donald Trump awarding posthumously the Medal of Freedom, which is the highest civilian honor that can be bestowed upon an American citizen. So the Presidential Medal of Freedom is America's highest civilian honor. It's a gold star draped in red, white, and blue, a testament to extraordinary lives. It was born in 1945 to honor wartime heroes. It was reborn in 1963 by President Kennedy. It's been a beacon for those who shape our nation's soul. From Martin Luther King Jr. to Aretha Franklin, from scientists to athletes, it celebrates those who lift us higher through courage, creativity, or unrelenting service. It's worn around the neck or pinned as a star for the rare with distinction. It's a president's tribute to greatness. Today, it carries the weight of legacy, a reminder that one's life can change a nation's course. This medal isn't just a medal, it's a promise to remember. Now, Charlie Kirk left a profound impact on the United States. He left a profound impact on politics, on young kids, on American citizens, on the future of this country. Without Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump may very well have not been elected president of the United States in 2020. Charlie Kirk will go down as one of the best political figures in American history. He was a civil rights activist, and I say that and people laugh. But Charlie Kirk went from campus to argue for conservative values, for Christian values, on how to make the world a better place when you leave it. We've seen a serious swing in the youth in the United States go to conservative. A recent poll just came out that most of the newest and youngest generation is coming over to religious organizations. Like Catholicism is seeing a major boost from Gen Z and the other youth generations that I can't think of at the moment. But Gen Z is going to Catholicism. They're going to conservative Christian values. And Charlie Kirk did that. Charlie Kirk, his life was short. He was only 31 years old, but he saved this nation from going completely astray. Now, this was done on the White House. It looks like, I think it was the Rose Garden, the old Rose Garden. And Donald Trump presented the award, and Erika Kirk received it. This is Erika Kirk's speech. Let's listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. President, for honoring my husband in such a profound and meaningful way. And thank you for making this event a priority amid the peace process in the Middle East. Thank you. Very grateful. Charlie always admired your commitment to freedom, and that's something that both of you shared. So thank you. Your support of our family and the work that Charlie devoted his life to will be something I cherish forever. So thank you. To our gracious First Lady in her office for making this event possible. Thank you as well. It's beautiful. To Vice President and the lovely Usha Vance, your friendship has been an unbelievable encouragement. Thank you. And to all our friends and family that are here and watching from all around the world, thank you for loving us. Thank you for praying for us and for believing in what Charlie believed in. And to our Turning Point USA staff and the Charlie Kirk Show staff, we love you more than you could ever know. And to the Turning Point USA chapters that are watching all across America right now, you are the heartbeat of this future and of this movement. Everything that Charlie built, you guys are the legacy holders of that. You are living proof that his mission did not die with him. It lives through you. And Charlie always said the next generation will decide whether freedom endures. And because of you, I know that freedom will endure. It will. And today we're gathered not only to celebrate Charlie's birthday, but to honor a truth that he gave his entire life to defend, and that's freedom. The very existence of the Presidential Medal of Freedom reminds us that the national interest of the United States has always been freedom. Our founders etched it into the preamble of our Constitution, and those words are not relics on parchment. They are a living covenant. The blessings of liberty are not man's invention, they are God's endowment. Charlie lived for those blessings, not as abstract words, but as sacred promises. He used to love to journal about this topic all the time, and with such a heart postured of gratitude. And he believed that liberty was both a right and a responsibility.
Which is very true. It's a very good and distinct way to look at it.
And he used to say, freedom is the ability to do what is right without fear. And that's how he lived. He was free from fear. He was free from compromise, free from anything that could enslave his soul. His name, Charles, literally means free man. And that's exactly who my husband was. He was a free man. And from the time I met him, sitting across from him, being interviewed on politics and philosophy and theology, anything that Charlie loved, any topic he loved. And I just saw the fire in his soul, and there was this divine restlessness within him that came from knowing God placed him on this earth to protect something very, very sacred for all of us. And he never stopped fighting for people to experience freedom. He didn't.
She's right. I mean, that's kind of what he lived for. And it's crazy to have such a major impact on the world at such a young age. It makes me wonder what I'm doing.
Charlie often said that without God, freedom becomes chaos. And he believed liberty could only survive when anchored to truth. And I remember in one of his speeches,
hey, Pat, welcome on, man. God bless you too, brother.
He told the audience that the opposite of liberty isn't law. He said it's captivity. And that the freest people in the world are those whose hearts belong to Christ. But what's so powerful is that Charlie had the ability to communicate so brilliantly across all generations. And he reminded us that in a world that tells us freedom is doing whatever you want to do, the real freedom is the power to live freely and to do what is right. And in one of his journal entries, he wrote that he wanted everyone to know that you can't have liberty without moral responsibility. freedom divorced from faith eventually just destroys itself. And what's so fascinating about all of this is looking back these past 12 years of Turning Point USA and his mission, there's almost this veil of sacredness. Because what I realize is that while he was building an organization, he was also building a movement, one that called people back to God, back to truth, and a movement that was filled with courage. And ironically, for a man who impacted millions, Charlie never desired to be the center of attention. He just wasn't. My husband was not a man of extravagance. He loved simple but deeply meaningful things. Truly. He loved his late night walks. He loved buying more books than he could ever read because he felt there was no such thing as a book budget. And he loved being able to read to our kids the same bedtime story on repeat because he knew it was their favorite. But to him, that was special. And he loved to sit in the sun on a Saturday morning with his cup of decaf coffee, and his phone was off because he was honoring the Sabbath. And for him, it was that moment to catch his breath and just be in peace because he was unreachable at the moment. And he preferred quiet birthdays.
So horrible. I mean, I still can't get over the fact that Charlie Kirk was killed. I really cannot. I mean, I know it happened, but it's so horrible. It's just so horrible, and for no reason, because the guy was just trying to talk to people, and you know, the left twisted it into something that it wasn't, like they do with everything, and he got killed for it. He got killed for it, and it's horrible, and it's freaking sad, and it's a travesty, is what it is.
But that never stopped me from telling him. I told him every single year, I said, baby, I love your birthday. I said, because it's the day that God knew the world couldn't go another day without you. And so the rhythm of our usual birthday celebration for him was mint ice cream, mint chocolate chip ice cream. He only had it twice a year, on his birthday and 4th of July. It's just, and
that's the best ice cream on earth, just for the world to know. Mint chocolate chip. It's the only ice cream I will eat. If I go into an ice cream store and they do not have it, I will not be partaking. Mint chocolate chip is my jam. It is the jam. It is the ice cream. Sorry.
And then after that, it was back to work as usual. But last year, his one birthday wish was to see the Oregon Ducks play the Ohio State. And they won. Oregon won that night. And it was by far one of the most memorable nights of his birthday experience of his life until today. And so, honestly, President Trump, I have spent 7.5 years trying to find the perfect birthday gift for Charlie. And it's so difficult. And those of you that have spouses or loved ones, you know how difficult it is sometimes to buy a gift for someone that you love, because he wasn't a materialistic man, so that also did not help. But now I can say with confidence, Mr. President, that you have given him the best birthday gift he could ever have. It's such an honor and the recognition of a life lived for defending freedom. And that's what Charlie fought for until his last breath.
Literally.
It was written across his chest in those final moments on one of his simple T-shirts that always carried a message, and this one bearing a single word, freedom. That was the banner over his life, and that shirt was a declaration. The same declaration he made in every speech, every campus visit, every time he shared the gospel at a church, every sleepless night that he would spend praying for the youth of this nation and planning for the future of our country, and just impressing upon them that when we defend liberty, we defend the soul of our nation. My husband never told anyone what to say. He never did. He never told anyone what to say. He would just encourage them to think. He would encourage them to think outside of the traditional political labels. He would want them to think in a way that was anchored in wisdom and truth. But he would never tell anyone what to say. Charlie wasn't content to simply admire freedom. He wanted to multiply it. He wanted to multiply freedom. He wanted young people to taste it and to understand it and defend it. He wanted them to see that liberty isn't self-indulgence, it's self-governance under God. He wanted them to see that. And every day I'd see him getting ready for work. He'd put on his cross necklace, he'd put his ring on his finger. And the boldness in his demeanor was always fearlessness. He wasn't afraid. He was never afraid. In his daily actions, whether in office or on campus or at a church, it was always without fear. That was his creed. That is how he lived out every single day. He didn't fear being slandered. He did not. He didn't fear losing friends, I can tell you that. He didn't. He didn't care. He stood for truth and stood for freedom, and he did not, everything else was just noise to him. And it's because his confidence in Christ was absolute. That's why.
He definitely had a unshakable faith and so much knowledge.
There was no limit to what he would have sacrificed to defend freedom for all. And if the moment had come, he probably would have run for president, but not out of ambition. He would only have done it if that was something that he believed that his country needed from a servant's heart standpoint. And Charlie lived only 31 short years. No, he's 32, but on this side of heaven, but he lived. He lived every single second he lived. He filled every single day with purpose, and he fought for truth when it was unpopular. And he stood for God when it was costly, but that's what we're called to do. Surprisingly enough, he did pray for his enemies, which is pretty hard, but he did. He did.
She made a joke there. If you didn't watch the Charlie Kirk Memorial, Donald Trump had said in his speech that Charlie Kirk prayed for his enemies, and he's a better man because Donald Trump doesn't want anything good for any of his enemies.
He did. No one else, I saw him do it. No, he never did it in front of anyone else, but I can attest to that. But he also loved people when it was inconvenient. And he ran his race with endurance, and he kept the faith. And now he wears the crown of a righteous martyr. And for me and for our children, the truth really steadies our grief, because heaven gained what earth could no longer contain. A free man made fully free. To all watching, this is not a ceremony. This is a commissioning. And my message is simple. I want you to be the embodiment of this medal. I do. I want you to free yourself from fear. I want you to stand courageously in the truth. Listen for the still, small voice of God. And remember that while freedom is inherited in this country, each of us must be intentional stewards every single day. God began a mighty work through my husband, and I intend to see it through. And the torch is in our hands now. It's in mine, it's in yours, it's in all of yours, it's in all the students with Turning Point USA. And before I close, I'll share with you that I asked our daughter what she would like to say to Daddy for today. She said, "Happy birthday, Daddy. I want to give you a stuffed animal. I want you to eat a cupcake with ice cream. And I want you to go have a birthday surprise. I love you, is what she said. And while our son, he's precious, he can't yet speak. In classic Kirk family fashion, his actions spoke louder than his words. And his gift to you, Charlie, and myself for that matter, was deciding to become the man of the house and be fully potty trained at 16 months. But Charlie, baby, I know that you're celebrating in heaven today, but gosh, I miss you. We miss you. And we love you, and we promise we'll make you proud. And Charlie's life was proof that freedom is not a theory, it's a testimony. He showed us that liberty begins not in the halls of power, but in the man of a heart surrendered to God. And so today, as we honor Charlie with this incredible Presidential Medal of Freedom on his birthday, I stand here with tears and just a humbled heart and spirit, because his story reminds us all that to live free is the greatest gift, but to die free is the greatest victory. Happy birthday, my Charlie. Happy Freedom Day. God bless you.
So that was her speech. She is now running Turning Point USA, rightfully so. I think that it is a great thing for the country that Erika Kirk is running Turning Point USA, because she has an axe to grind, and she's going to grind it, and that it's going to be pretty intense with the thing she does. I mean, she's already like tripled the size of it. Not her herself. You know, the Turning Point USA is a massive organization worth millions and millions of dollars. Listen, if you like what you see so far, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Go to ryanfsamuels.com/shop. Check out our merchandise. Buy a shirt for your friends and family or for yourself. Here is another clip from the day.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Charles James Kirk. Accepting on behalf of Charlie is his wife, Mrs. Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk was one of the most influential American political figures of his generation. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA and grew it into the largest conservative youth organization in the nation. For over a decade, he tirelessly traveled the country, leading a movement to restore respect for our founding principles, reawaken our national identity, and inspire a renewed spirit of religious devotion. He was one of the great debaters and communicators of his time. Despite receiving repeated threats, he remained undeterred and modeled courage, logic, humor, and grace to the next generation. On September 10th, 2025, at age 31, Charlie Kirk was assassinated while addressing a group of students. The United States honors him as a martyr for truth and freedom.
And there she is getting presented the award by Donald Trump. Everybody's taking photos. The Presidential Medal of Freedom is a big deal, or at least it used to be a big deal. And then Barack Obama kind of politicized it. And what he did, he gave it to like Ellen DeGeneres and just people who didn't deserve it. You know, but this is kind of what it's made for. And but our political system has just, it made it a complete disaster. Here's just a little clip of Barack Obama and giving people the Medal of Freedom. Here's him giving it to Robert De Niro, Bill Gates, Ellen DeGeneres. It's just Tom Hanks, just celebrities. Not people who really did anything, Barbara Streisand, like people who didn't really do anything significant to society. Like what has Oprah Winfrey done to American society? She's a television host. This is him giving her the Medal of Freedom. She's a television host. Like you would give that, like Bill Gates, you could kind of, I guess, make the argument that the studies and stuff he's done with vaccines and the things that he did with getting rid of polio in Africa, you could make that argument. I wouldn't make that argument, but you could, right? But like Oprah, like she's a TV host. Ellen DeGeneres, she's a TV host. Like these things are not synonymous with the Medal of Freedom. But the left doesn't build anything. The left just destroys. And that's what we're seeing. They just kind of destroyed the Medal of Freedom, and now Trump's bringing it back. I think this is the only one. I have to look, but I'm pretty sure this is the only one he's given. But he's only been in there for 8 months. And we're going to... Hold on. Here's another clip from Donald Trump talking about Charlie Kirk and the Medal of Freedom.
Today we're here to honor and remember a fearless warrior for liberty, beloved leader who galvanized the next generation like nobody I've ever seen before, and an American patriot of the deepest conviction, the finest quality and the highest caliber, the late, great Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated in the prime of his life for boldly speaking the truth, for living his faith and relentlessly fighting for a better and stronger America. He loved this country. And that's why this afternoon it's my privilege to posthumously award Charles James Kirk, our nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Thank you. Today we're...
I mean, but that Charlie Kirk's the kind of person that should get the Medal of Freedom. Not these other idiots for basically doing nothing. But I guess we're just kind of back to normalcy, at least for now. I don't know what's going to happen after this election. I hope that J.D. Vance will be elected president of the United States, and we will continue to make America great again, to right all the wrongs that have been done over the past, 8 years. Not 8 years, 4 years. But it's more than just what has been done recently that needs to be changed. It's what's been done over the course of decades, even things that Republicans have done. So obviously the Trump administration are not your normal Republicans. Donald Trump, like I've said a million times, he doesn't have like a political philosophy. You know, he is not really a politician, which is why they hate him. They can't control him because he has his own money. So that's another reason they hate him. But there are so much more things that need to be fixed, and it's going to take 10, 20 years of this type of presidency to get these things going. We saw a massive success with the Gaza ceasefire. The hostages were released. There's a peace deal that's on its way to being solved. Hamas, the only thing that we saw is Hamas took a bunch of people out and executed them. We don't know who they were, if they were hostages or they were civilians. We just don't know. But the peace deal is on its way. He's only been in office 8 months. That's a huge, massive victory for the Trump administration. So hopefully we will see a return to normalcy in the United States, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's not something you can't just elect Donald Trump and then move on. Like we need a massive win in the midterms. What we need to do is beat out the Democrats so bad in the midterms that getting everything passed is not going to be a problem. Getting anything passed is not going to be a problem. We need a supermajority in the House and the Senate. So after the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Democrats swarmed Mike Johnson in the House. I haven't seen this. This just popped up. Let's watch this. These people are just, I don't understand what they think they're going to achieve with this. You know, it reminds me of the aliens in the vending machine in Toy Story. That's what it reminds me of. These are Democrat Congress people. Here's what's being reported. Just in, Democrats in Congress just attempted to storm into Speaker Mike Johnson's office. These aren't school children; they're elected officials. Rep. Nanita Barragan from California can be seen screaming at the Capitol Police. I didn't see that. Let's watch this again. Screaming at the Capitol Police. Let's watch this again. People are idiots. Like, I love how they all have their cameras out. Like, let's get a good TikTok. What would be like a good TikTok, girls? Should we just like storm Mike Johnson's office? Like, oh my God, that would get us so many views. Ah, you have been chosen. All right, he tries to stop her from going in. Okay. He's trying to do his job. She's yelling at him for trying to do the job. He's trying to figure out what to do because these are elected officials who are allowed to be in the building and allowed to have certain access to the building. Like, is that how you get something done in D.C.? You storm in with protest signs? Absolute clown show. What a freaking clown show. Like, serious clown show. The government shutdown is 3 weeks out. And the government is shut down. The troops weren't going to get paid. I guess they're going to get paid now. But here we are. So I guess some text messages were just released. Leaked messages expose racist, anti-Semitic chat among young Republican leaders. A Politico investigation uncovered thousands of private Telegram messages from a 7-month chat involving leaders of young Republican groups in states like New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont, where participants shared racist slurs, anti-Semitic jokes, violent fantasies, and praise for Adolf Hitler more than 251 times. Key figures included Peter Guinta, former chair of New York State Young Republicans, and the Vermont State Senator Sam Douglas, leading to the firings such as Kansas Vice Chair William Hendricks and calls for resignation from GOP officials. The revelations have drawn widespread condemnation from both parties, highlighting tensions within the Republican youth wing ahead of the midterms. Let's look into this. seems interesting. I'm just doing this on a whim tonight. I'm doing this on a whim. Here is JD Vance posted one of these. I mean, the left is literally killing and hunting Republicans. This is JD Vance. This is far worse than anything said in a college group chat, and the guy who said it could become the AG of Virginia. I refuse to join the pearl clutching when powerful people call for political violence. This says, Jay, you weren't simply asking questions, and you know it. I genuinely was. I wasn't attacking you. I was trying to understand your logic. You weren't trying to understand. You were talking about hoping Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. Yes, I've told you this before. Only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy. I don't understand. That's like, I don't know, like, what? You weren't trying to understand. You were talking about hoping Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. Yes, I've told you this before. Only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy. I don't think that people should hope somebody else's children die, but that could totally be taken way out of context. That's just one. All right, this is from the Young Republicans. We are appalled by the vile and inexcusable language revealed in the Politico article published today. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and stands in direct opposition to the values our movement represents. These involved must immediately resign from positions within their state and local Young Republican organizations. We must hold ourselves to the highest standards of integrity, respect, and professionalism. That was the Young Republicans' statement on the situation. All right. I just want to see the messages. That's all I want to see. Yeah, we're appalled. This is a collage of messages. That's not what I want to see. I love Hitler. Leaked messages expose Young Republicans' racist chat. Thousands of private messages reveal GOP leaders joking about gas chamber slavery and rape. Everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. Great. I love Hitler. Also, we are officially under consideration for a Trump endorsement. When do we bring that side out? You're giving nationals too much credit and expecting the Jew to be honest. I'm ready to watch people burn now. This is like what you're like. I'm ready to watch people burn now. Like, that's metaphorical. This one I don't like. You're giving nationals too much credit and expecting the Jew to be honest. I don't like that one, but I'm ready to watch people burn now. Okay. Are you going to do whatever it takes? If we ever had a leak of this chat, we'd be cooked for real, for real. I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey play ball. I don't know. Like, what's the context of that? I don't like that one. When do we start bullying? That's kind of funny. Boom, they're dead. It was rape. They love the watermelon people. Kick the bitch. And everyone that endorsed but then votes for us is going to the gas chamber. A lot of this sounds like joking. It really does. It sounds like just a group chat of dudes trying to say ridiculous things. Mike Johnson's friend, Bobby Walker, said rape is epic. The Politico exclusive. Political stay in the closet. Gay slur. Walker of New York also jested in July, though he is the group's main target for some epithet. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't think they're serious. I don't know, man. Like, you can't even joke around in today's society. I don't think anybody glorified Hitler. It doesn't sound that way. Let's read the Politico article. All right, here's the Politico article. Hey, Kat, welcome. Kat says 2 puppies will die if everyone that votes no in the Senate. Yeah, that's it. You're a national news story now, Kat. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be all over the news. That's funny. Thank you. When do we bring that side out? Like, these are the texts that's... Stay in the closet, faggot. Like, that's one of the one. Like, stop it, dude. Guys talk to each other that way all the time. I'm ready to watch people burn now. Like, that one's out. That one's out. All right, here's the article. This was published today at 1:15 p.m. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked, but they kept typing away. They referred to black people as monkeys and watermelon people and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about raping their enemies and driving them to suicide and louder Republicans who believed support slavery. I don't see in any of those they talked about raping their enemies and driving them to suicide and lauded Republicans. I don't see that, and maybe there's more pictures of more of them. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used the words NIGA and NIGUA, variations of a racial slur, more than a dozen times in the chat. But, okay, first of all, that's just stupid to do if you're in the position that you're in. But no hard R? There was no hard R in there. So was it actually racist? I don't think it was. Young Republicans at the time referred to rape as ethic. Peter Guenta, who at the time was chair of the same organization, wrote in a message sent in June that everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. Guenta was referring to an upcoming vote on whether he should become chair of the Young Republican National Federation, the GOP's 15,000-member political organization from Republicans between 18 and 40 years old. I don't even qualify for that anymore. Thanks, Young Republicans. I'm going to create some of the greatest psychological torture methods known to man. We only want true believers, he continued. 2 members of the chat responded. All right, here's the chat, all right? Everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber, and everyone that endorsed but then votes for us is going to the gas chamber. When do we start bullying, dude? We have a solid 3 people who can probably have them want to jump. If they vote for us, why would they be gassed? When do we bring that side out? I'm going to create some of the greatest psychological torture methods known to man. If they vote for us, why would they be gassed? We want true believers. We can fix the showers. Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. I'm ready to watch people burn now. We got to pretend that we like them. Hey, come on. Take a nice shower and relax. Boom, they're dead. But this is like, they're not talking about doing this to Jews. They're talking about doing this to anybody who doesn't vote for her. Like, it's clearly a joke. It's a dark joke. It's not particularly the sense of humor that most people subscribe to. But I've been in conversations like this in my life that weren't even politically. This used to be just really dark humor in this country. But these people were in different positions. Can we fix the gas chamber? Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. Joe Milano, who previously identified as the general counsel for the New York State Young Republicans, wrote back, I'm ready to watch people burn now. Annie Kake, New York's national committee member, said, the exchange is part of a trove of Telegram chats attained by Politico and spanning more than 7 months of messages. So this is 7 months of messages. This is all you got. of young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, Vermont. The chat offers an unfiltered look at how a new generation of GOP activists talk when they think no one's listening. Oh, shut up, dude. Since Politico began making inquiries, one member of the group chat is no longer employed at their job, and another's job offer was rescinded. Prominent New York Republicans, including Rep. Elise Stefanik and State Senate Minority Leader Rob Ortt, have denounced the chat, and festering resentments among young Republicans now have turned into public recriminations, including allegations of character assassination and extortion. I know Elise Stefanik. I didn't know she was involved in this. A liberating atmosphere. The 2,900 pages of chats shared among a dozen millennial and Gen Z Republicans between early January and mid-August chronicle their campaign to seize control of the National Republican organization on a hardline pro-Donald Trump platform. Many of the chat members already work inside the government or political party, and one serves as a state senator. Oh my God, these people are normal people who have dark humor chats. Together, the messages reveal a culture where racist, anti-Semitic, and violent rhetoric circulate freely, and where the Trump-era loosening of political norms has made such talk feel less taboo among these positioning themselves as the party's next leaders. I don't know if you guys have been on Instagram lately, but get out of here, dude. Every other thing on Instagram is racist or whatever, like a humor. The more the political atmosphere is open and liberating, like it has been with the emergence of Trump and more right-wing GOP even before him, it opens up young people and older people to telling racist jokes, making racist commentaries in private and public, said Joe Fegan, a Texas A&M sociology professor who has studied racism for 60 years. You are disqualified. If you've been studying racism for 60 years and have come to any other conclusion that it no longer exists or it's very minimal, then you're an idiot. He's also concerned words would be applied to public policy. It's chilling, of course, because they will act on these views. They're going to literally put people in gas chambers, is what these left-wing lunatics think is going to happen. The dynamic of easy racism and casual cruelty played out often in dark, vivid fashion inside chats where campaign talk and party cop is blurred into streams of slurs and violent fantasies. This is a stretch. I don't like it. I think it goes to perhaps the intellect of the people involved. If you're making racist jokes in a chat and you're a political leader or the leader of a political organization who is constantly accused of being racist or Nazi, and then you talk about putting people in gas chambers, you're an idiot. Sorry. The group chat members spoke freely about the pressure to cow to Trump to avoid being called a rhino, the love of Nazis within their party's right wing, and the president's alleged work to suppress documents related to wealthy financer. Get out of here. Where's where I want to see that? And the president's alleged work to suppress documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein's child sex crimes. Where is that text? I don't see it in here. BS. Trump's too busy burning the Epstein files, Alex Dwyer, the chair of the Kansas City Republicans, wrote in one instance. I have literally said that exact thing. It's when I said it was sarcastic. I don't know the context of that here, but I'm going to assume it's sarcastic because I don't think any rational person believes that Donald Trump is even involved in the Epstein files. Dwyer and Katie declined to comment. Milano and Hendricks did not return the request for comment, but some involved in the chat did respond publicly. Guenta claimed the release of the chat is part of a highly coordinated year-long character assassination led by Gavin Wax and the New York City Young Republican Club, an allusion to once obscured war that has now spilled into the open. These logs were sourced by way of extortion and provided to Politico by the very same people conspiring against me. He said, what's most disheartening is that despite my unwavering support of President Trump since 2016, rogue members of his administration, including Gavin Wax, have participated in this conspiracy to ruin me publicly simply because I challenged them privately. That's interesting. Wax, a staffer in Trump's State Department, formerly led the New York Young Republican Club, a separate city-based group that is at odds with the state organization. He declined to comment. Despite his allusions to infighting, Guenta still apologized. I'm so sorry for those offended by the insensitive and inexcusable language found within more than 28,000 messages of a private group chat that I created during my campaign to lead the Young Republicans. He said, while I take complete responsibility, I have no way of verifying their accuracy and am deeply concerned that the message logs in question may have been deceptively doctored. That would not surprise me at all. At least one person in these Telegram chats works in the Trump administration, Michael Bartels, who, according to his LinkedIn account, serves as a senior advisor to the Office of General Counsel with the U.S. Small Business Administration. Like this dude's never met Donald Trump. Stop it. Bartels did not have much to say in the chat, but he didn't offer any pushback against the offensive rhetoric in it either. He declined to comment. A notarized affidavit signed by Bartels and obtained by Politico also sheds light on the intra-party rivalry that led the Restaurer War Room Telegram chat to be made public. Bartels references Max as well. He wrote that he did not give Politico the chat and that Wax demanded in a phone call that he provide the full chat log. When I have attempted to resist that demand after providing some of the requested information, Wax threatened my professional standing and raised the possibility of potential legal action related to an alleged breach of non-disclosure agreement. Bartels claimed in the affidavit my position was within the New York Young Republicans Club was directly threatened. I'm just scrimming through this. Guys, I mean, you're idiots. What are you doing? I get it's funny. It happens. People make jokes. I don't think that it's real. I don't think they literally want to put anybody in a gas chamber, but that's how the left is going to react. Oh my God. We have proof that these Nazis are actual literal Nazis. They made a joke in a group chat. They made a joke in a group chat about putting people in gas chambers. Oh my God. I don't like it. It's not something that I would be involved in. That's for sure. But they're obviously catastrophizing it. And I'm not going to clutch my pearls and act super offended. You know, I don't think it is anything of note. That's just me. But I'm sure other people will feel offended, and that's fine. I'm not one that really cares about your feelings most of the time. So I just read a meme I can't read out loud or show on the air. But Charlie Kirk has been awarded the Medal of Freedom. This little popcorn fart of Telegram messages are going to go away. And just had a brain fart. We're going to see where that goes. I'm not really worried about it. I don't think anything is going to happen. And I hope Trump continues to do a great job. I hope everyone continues to listen to the podcast. Our numbers are through the freaking roof. They've been through the roof for months. Thank all of you guys. We're getting millions and millions and millions of views. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go to ryanfsamuels.com. Check out the merchandise. Check out the blog. Check it all out. We are live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m., and we will see you tomorrow night. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless America.
Thanks for tuning in to The Ryan Samuels Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.